Hi there. It's a wonderful day, and I'm glad to be a part of the day with you on the video today. We'll be talking about professional dress code for men, and I would like to begin with the popular saying, "You are addressed the way you are dressed." So this doesn't require so much decoding to understand. It simply means that your appearance to work, the place of business, can either command people's respect or repel their respect. So wearing good clothes, smelling nice, having a well-groomed beard, or having a nice haircut will always attract the attention of the right people to you. So if you think it's costly to look good, it is more costly not to look good. That's one thing I can assure you. So the belief that, oh, I can afford to buy this, is expensive, I can't afford to buy this cologne, it's too expensive, I can't afford to buy this tie. Yes, it might be expensive, but it is more costly on the long run if you don't actually appear good and appear nice to people. Because I've come to realize personally from experience that people are more gravitated to people whose appearance are good and whose appearance are presentable, and they want to align themselves with people like that. So you must understand the fact that looking good is serious business, as they say. It is more costly not to look good, but I think spending so much on your wardrobe, acquiring what is needed for you to appear nice, is not too much for you to do as a businessman, as someone who works in an organization or work in any environment that requires you to appear decent and nice. I will continue by saying that I have heard stories, a lot of stories, of people who miss job opportunities because of their appearance to the interview. Yes, I was speaking to a friend of mine who is an HR personnel, and he told me of how someone came into the interview room, and the person was smelling so horribly, and the smell was coming out of the fact that this person has been sweating, or maybe this person has been walking quite a distance, and this person has been sweating, and when the person came into the whole room gave a different smell, and they couldn't even bear it. They could just told the person to just stay outside, and they never called the person back into the room for the interview. Those are the things that not looking good can cost you, because your employer's impression about you, yes, starts from your CV, it starts from other things they've read about you, but the day they want to see you, they want you to appear as decent and as nice as you can. A friend of mine was telling a joke some time ago that even though you don't have some clothes, you need to borrow them when you are going for an interview, because you are going to create a very good impression when you appear very nice. So one of the ways to create a lasting impression is to appear good to an interview, like I said, a business meeting, event, or a presentation. On this video today, we'll be sharing some tips on men's clothing, color combinations, and some do's and don'ts in appearing professional and decent. So without wasting too much time, let's go into the first tip. Tip number 1 says, there are certain must-have in a man's wardrobe. That is actually very important. There are some certain items that must not be missing in a man's wardrobe. And what are these items? A shoe, at least a pair of shoe, a wristwatch, a belt, a pair of suit, and a tie. Now, this is very basic. Even though you can afford more than one or two of these items, at least have one of them. You must have a shoe, a wristwatch, a belt, a pair of suit, and ties. If possible, it's not possible for you to have only pocket square or whatever it is that you want to add to these collections, but these things are basic, must have in a man's wardrobe. So all other things can come as a compliment, but you must invest wisely on these things. You must invest wisely on them. So these things don't have to be designers. If you can't afford the designers, it's fine, but you can go for the brands that you can afford. It's not having a designer brand that matters, but your sense of style and selection. Now, I have seen people who wear designer clothes and people who wear just normal designers that they can afford, and they appear better than those that have designer clothes. So your excuse should not be that you don't have the money to afford designers Gucci, you don't have money to afford some designers, but you can go select good clothing. Make sure that your sense of style and sense of taste goes into this selection, and pick the right shoe, pick the right pair of suit, good colors, and blend them together. What matters most is not everybody will ask you what designer you are wearing, but they tell you look good. That's what matters on the long run. So this is very important. You must have a good sense of style, for this must have in your wardrobe. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is know how to blend your colors. That's very, very, very important. You must know how to blend your colors. You can have a wardrobe full of clothes and they are all clashing colors. There are colors that if you wear them, you can't even match them with each other. Some people will come out and appear in an interview and they are wearing all manner of colors and looking like a rainbow. So you must be very, very careful that your combination of colors are colors that are not clashing. They must match, and don't do a lot of color blocking and all that. Sometimes it turns off the person who you are meeting. So men's color are predominantly navy blue, gray, and black. At least you must have, maybe if you don't have a navy blue suit, you can have a gray suit or a black suit. Then you can look for most of the time with these colors, white shirt complements most of these colors most of the time. So you must look for something to blend with it that makes it look not too colorful, but at the same time very, very appealing and attractive. So that's tip number 2, know how to blend your colors. Tip number 3, keep it simple. You have to keep it simple. Don't overuse accessories when it is not necessary. You can't be going to a business meeting with diamond bracelets or glittering diamond necklace, a diamond earring, and all manner of accessories. It becomes too much. It becomes too loud. Because someone says less is more. You have to keep it simple. Make sure that what you are wearing is a wristwatch. Make it a simple wristwatch. If it's not necessary for you to wear a bracelet, you keep it off. You don't have to wear your studs. Because most of the time, too much accessories can give a wrong impression about you if you are meeting a client that is a modest person. Some clients are very, very modest. They don't like it too loud. So when they see you coming into a meeting like that with so many accessories, they begin to doubt your personality and who you are as a person. So make sure you always keep it simple, less accessories, keep it decent. Make sure that you appear classic and decent. That's tip number 3. The last tip here for today is tip number 4, is always appear neat. A designer shirt with a stained or wrinkle has no value. The truth is, you can have a very expensive shirt and you have a little stain here and little stain here, your color is brown. The value of that designer is nothing to be found. The value is nowhere to be found. So always make sure you keep it neat. Even though it's a simple white shirt, make sure you iron it properly. You make sure that you wash it and you keep it neat. That is very, very, very key. It's not about the amount of designer clothes you have. If you don't keep it neat, your appearance will look tacky, and you can't be wearing a wrinkled shirt, a stained shirt to a meeting or to your place of business. People will not actually respect you or take you serious. So iron your clothes, polish your shoe. Don't wear oversized clothes. Always buy the right fit. That is, for me, that's a huge turn off. Don't wear clothes that the length of the arm is too long than your hand. The trouser is so big, and you are just looking as if you are wearing a parachute. You have to keep it simple. Don't have oversized clothes in your wardrobe. Always buy the right fit. Know your size. Go to your tailor, let them give you the right size that you wear. That's very, very important. So make sure that you groom your beards. You have a clean haircut. You cut your fingernails. Even though you don't cut your fingernails, make sure that there are no debts in them. Keep it very, very neat. And in case where you don't keep it, cut it and make sure it's well groomed. Don't wear your suit with one side of your neck going this way and the other side going that way. Make sure that you wear your suit where you keep your shirt properly buttoned up and you keep it very, very, very neat. People around you will look at how you dress and form their opinion of who you are. They might not even have to speak with you, but from a distance they can form an opinion about who you are. So take your appearance and your dressing seriously if you must get respect from people. So let looking good be something that is consistent and expected of you. So people must know that anytime this person appears in the office, they smell nice. Anytime they appear in the office, their shoe is well groomed, polished rather. Anytime they appear anywhere, they are always looking smart and looking nice. It gets people to respect you. And I never know, maybe one day your boss might be going for a business meeting that involves the president, and he looks around the office and who can I call among all these people? Because you always look good and you are presentable, you might have the chance to meet the president of the nation on that day you had without even applying for it or even having to struggle for it. So people always want to align with people that are presentable. Make sure that you are always presentable, you look nice, you smell nice. It is not expensive to look good. It is just having the right sense of style and selection. So that's all I have for you today on today's video. Thank you for being a part of today's video. I'm excited that you've learned one or two things, and I can't wait to see you in our next video in the Afringa Academy. Thank you so much.